Lentimas Town? Lentimas Town is close to Reversal Mountain. It's small, but it has an air of uniqueness that makes it surprisingly popular. Popular. It's so tiny and unpopular that we're already heading out. We didn't even spend all of last episode here. Now, I gotta complain about something. You saw that, it was called Reversal Mountain, this route. This outdoor route is just called Reversal Mountain. What was stopping them from calling this place Route 21? Because it's what it frickin' is. It kind of bothers me that that's the case. What doesn't bother me, however, is this. Well, crap, I did not mean to fight you. Shift your gear and Bob's your uncle. I didn't know that was a phrase until Xenoblade, and even then I thought it was just a Xenoblade thing, and then I learned that it was actually a British thing because of Pokémon, and not because of Sword and Shield, because of this. Yeah, it's weird timeline of events that could only happen to me because I only play video games and I don't know about anything else in pop culture. Charge beam! So happy I taught you that now! It's a shame you only have one Pokemon because I could really stand and just power up and sweep through a whole team right about now. Get my special attack up, Taunt. I could only attack you in this situation. Unpheasant, you just look so unpleasant? Underwhelming would be a better one. In your female form, I don't like female Unpheasant. I used one in my first playthrough thinking that, oh, I like Tranquil. I wonder what that's gonna evolve into. And then it evolved into that thing and I'm like, oh, and then I saw the male form and I couldn't believe what I was missing out on. Go down, please, thank you. Harmony gets a level up off of that. I guess we're a little under leveled now, if you can believe that with how much fighting we've been doing. No matter how I shift gears, it looks like I'll never be able to match your speed. What can I say? I got the latest in running shoes. Oh no, hang on, I'll be right back, sorry. It's important, I promise. One of my favorite things in yours. All right, woo! 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 While you're holding the B button to run, they speed up too. Oh, frick, no! Double Drifblim action! Okay, now watch. It's so amusing to me that happens. It's definitely a side effect of the way that they programmed how running works and how these guys work, but it's pretty fun. There's a lot of new Pokemon on this route, not route, so yahoo! If you call, I'll come right away. And I'll come to explain the new Pokemon. Let's get into it. Skarmory takes flight, soaring above the physical tanks of all sizes and sorts. Steel Flying is a brilliant type, unique only to it, and weak to fire and electric alone, complete with an immunity to ground. Even when it runs into its weaknesses, it's guaranteed to survive a hit at full HP thanks to Sturdy and has good speed for what it is. The Skarmory on Reversal Mountain always knows Steel Wing, which is a pretty okay attacking move. Its flying moves are somewhat of a mess. Aerial Ace is available to us already, but its only better flying move than that is Fly. Some notable moves outside of that slop are X-Scissor and Rock Slide. It's not without useful attacks, but it probably would be best off running Toxic Stalling or something of that nature. It's also got Roost from Tutors and Spikes from Levels, and it really shines in battle facilities because of that. It's a near impenetrable wall that can't be blindsided and is reasonably fast, but it falls short of its potential due to poor mechanics surrounding it. I'd say it's good, just not great. Found only in White 2 is Numble. First off, we want Simple for that ability, as that turns into Solid Rock. An ability that turns ×2 weaknesses into ×1.3 and ×4 into ×2.6. Fire Ground only has 2 weaknesses, but they happen to be water and ground, which would make it easy prey to many Pokemon unless we did something about it. It's a fire type with an electric counter, which is a pretty unique role if both of those are needed to patch holes in the team. These Numble evolve right away, and when they do, those attacking stats are strong for these levels. It's slow, got okay bulk, and hits like a truck. Lava Plume, Earth Power, and Curse are among its best moves, and it starts with all 3 of them. It gets what you'd expect from moves, and there aren't any cool surprises to learn. It just is what it is without much worthwhile coverage outside of its own type. Its evolved form can be found in Normal or Dark Grass, and it's the most common Pokemon in that Dark Grass. Catch it, and it's good to charge. Spoink! This is what they gave Black 2 instead of Camerupt. All right, let's go for it. It evolves right away, and ice and fire resistances on a psychic type are its identity. Other than that, it's a bunch of standard moves, a whole bunch of dumbed down physical moves it can't win with, some okay speed, and okay special power. I would say bulky psychic is pretty unusual, but that statement hasn't aged well since the Hoenn days. We've seen better. It's just such a by-the-numbers average psychic in every way with little reason to pick it up, especially in Unova. Frickin' Aiden! Just have to flex on everyone, don't you? Swag, swag, swag. Anyway, just like with Camerupt, Grumpig is in that version's Dark Grass and is how you should catch that. But should you really catch it? Drifblim! Cash in on those gems. Equip one, use a move of that type, and watch its speed double before your eyes. Drifblim is cool and unusual punishment. It has that fun ability paired with some weird stat distribution, making it a tanky ghost with a one-of-a-kind type. Gigantic HP, 3 immunities, and several moves it can use well. I personally love acrobatics for it, since the flying gem's consumption before it moves enables it to get the full damage from not having a held item while also doubling its speed. Willibus can help out with those poor defenses if it's not going to last long otherwise. Now, I'm making Drifblim sound like an unstoppable machine, and, well, he can be, but it requires the right situation due to its puny defenses behind that HP. And it kinda sucks to grind up for gems of the appropriate type as they are consumed forever in single player. It's probably not gonna get too many uses out of Unburden because of that, it's just useful when it actually can. This Pokemon has it a lot easier on the subway or the Put where consumed items are given back. Last note is that 1% of the time it holds an air balloon. You probably won't get it, but I'm telling you because it would suck to attack a wild Drifblim and destroy it. Vibrava! It's gonna be real awkward if I don't recommend this. Well, about that. I feel like this stage of life is Vibrava's weakest hour. It's going to be dealing with powerful foes of just the wrong types for a long while, and its stats feel kinda weak. At least Dragon Pulse just opened up, and we have Dig. Is all bad for Vibrava? Of course not. I love this little guy. Its type and ability combo is helpful, dealing with a lot of different types, and it evolves pretty quickly due to being in Dark Grass. I just think its issues are more pronounced now that it isn't the only dragon type anymore, and Axew is such a tough customer. If you want a Vibrava with crunch like mine, it must learn that as a Trapinch. That's the downside of skipping all the training we've been through together. Skorupi, a bug poison type that evolves quickly into a poison dark type. That's a satisfying combination that's immune to psychic and only weak against ground, making it an easy addition with good resilience. Both abilities are strong, but I feel like Sniper is the reason to play it because it leads to hype moments. With Scope Lens high critical hit moves, it will land a snipe about 25% of the time. I hate to tell you, but Skorupi's only moves with increased critical chance are Night Slash and Cross Poison. While Night Slash is good, the lack of diversity is a little disappointing even if it does 4.5 times damage with the same type attack bonus. Could have done with one more move outside of its own type, as Poison's just not that good. Now on to the good news. It's kind of absurd how fast this thing gets all its best moves. Without over-explaining, pretty much all of its best stuff is there within 10 levels. Good defense, good offense, sometimes amazing offense, high speed, but with low move diversity. It's fine. What? It was taking too long. There were so many new Pokemon and it was such a tiny room. What else did you expect me to do? I want medals, you dig? And so I decided to come here and work on this, and I guess I'll take this opportunity to rectify a few things that I've said about Pokemon musicals. Yes, the time that the spotlight is on your Pokemon alone is important. But you don't just want to use accessories that are important to the type of audience member that the show is popular with. I got some tips in the comments that were telling me that you want to remember that there are different types of people in the crowd, and you want to have at least one accessory that appeals to each type. As soon as I did that, I started winning a lot more. I also focused on accessories that sparkle like so in that specific category. I don't know if that causes a difference, but I swear it does and it looks flashier. Pokemon musicals are not super well understood, so any new information that gets dug up about them, I would greatly appreciate. Yay, I won! If anyone can figure out the science behind how getting 10 followers works, I would love to know this information. It seems to vary from person to person, but it's generally around your 135th musical when this happens on average based on my own experiences and who I've talked to. So I'd like to not have it be that excruciating, please. Oh yeah, didn't we have like a haunted house to go explore or something? Man, all the effort it's been taking to take out just a couple of wild Pokemon. Dark Grass ain't no game. So I gotta apologize to somebody. I'm so sorry to Skorupi. A lot of you were predicting it as the 6th and final team. God, we're already on the final team member consideration. If you're worried about this game being short, don't be. There's still a lot to go, but it was being considered for the final team member as many of you predicted that it might be, and it was one of those very last second cuts that was painful to do. I like Skorupi, it's just, there's hundreds of Pokemon, I can only bring 6 of them with me. We're just so limited in what we can do. TM30 Shadow Ball, I knew there was a secret back here. That up there looks like a colossal waste of time, which means that we're totally getting a phone call on it. Shadow Ball. What could I give that to? Who am I kidding? It's gonna be on Harmony. Absolutely gonna be on Harmony. Go, 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 go. Aiden can learn that. Oh, right. Maze Eevee used Shadow Ball in the anime. I guess I just don't always trust the anime to be the most accurate thing in the world. Shadow Ball's gonna be a good move for a little while. I say we get rid of Air Cutter for that. That's definitely our weakest performing move. It hits both enemies in a double battle, has high critical hit chance, but I like reliability a lot more. I haven't been using Acid Armor much. It's a great move. Absolutely it is. +2 defense. I would not sneeze at that, especially with leftovers on a water type. But I think it's time that we try out something. This might be a little redundant with Signal Beam, given that they both deal with psychic types, but Ghost can deal with a few other things too. Well, now we're at the end of the dirt road with no name, and I'm here before dawn to take you into this house. Welcome to the strange house. Ooh, things are shaking. It's like there's an earthquake. So the first thing you gotta know about the strange house is that it's, well, strange. It's another one of those awkward areas. Oh yeah, by the way, you can find Litwicks here at an even better level. It's another one of those strange areas that's indoors and it's clearly dark in here, but it's not tagged as dark, so dusk balls don't get their additional effect in here. Just thought you should be aware of that in case there was something here that you wanted to catch, because there's some awfully interesting options here. And not just that. Found a spell tag. Our repels just ain't working so hot. I can't get to that as there's furniture in the way. It's shaking, however. Man, wait, no, actually, no, I just don't have a repel up. What am I doing? I thought to myself, wow, I'm not higher level than these Pokemon. Well, I wasn't higher level than the stuff outside, so that makes sense though. But then I looked at that Litwick's level again, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm higher level than that. Now this room is shifted around. Oh, I wasn't expecting to hear that song as atmosphere. Was this a visitor? Oh, I'm so happy to meet someone else here. Could I ask you to be my opponent in a long-awaited Pokemon battle? He's been down here for 80 years. Just trying to think of anything that could be going on here that this guy here. Backpacker boon. Well, finding me was certainly a boon for you. So this is our haunted area, as you can see. It's shifted around. The furniture shifts around every time we do a complete loop around it. It's like we're playing PT or something like that. So Ghost is the only type that's immune to multiple types naturally, normal and fighting. Furthermore, they're immune to a lot of trapping abilities. Ghost has only a few notable interactions with other types. It just sort of like does its own thing. It's pretty much neutral in all exchanges, either taking neutral damage itself or doing neutral damage to those other types. Ghost resists bug and poison, which are seldomly helpful, so doesn't really resist much of anything, but also is resisted by almost nothing. It's a pretty reliable type that's just always going to do something. There aren't very many ghost type Pokemon, and I think that's kind of the way that I would sum it up. Absence. There's not a lot of Pokemon that belong to the type, but its absence of noteworthy things is sort of its strength, if that makes sense. You get it? I kind of like that. Cool that we get 2 separate ghost type areas though, so we get more opportunities to get ghosts than ever before. It's all well and good fighting wild Pokemon, but there's certain thrill fun against battling a trainer. Get more experience points for it, so I can see why you like it. I like it myself. Is this one chock full of Pokemon books and photo collections? Nothing hidden around here. Okay. So our goal, we can't go that way anymore. I can't go up. I can't go up. I can go this way. It's like a maze in here. An everlasting dark dream, an endless dream of darkness. Dad, Mom, Abra, where are you? I just love putting spooky things in Pokemon games every time, man. I feel like with time, that's one of the very few things they've pushed the envelope with in this series, where I feel like it gets creepier as it goes on. And that's saying a lot, because Red and Blue had a lot of creepy stuff in it too. Don't know why they just seem to love doing that. It's usually the opposite, where a lot of franchises get very milquetoast and they don't do weird, creepy stuff that they used to do at the beginning as it goes on and gets popular. Our goal in here. There are Pokemon called Hypno. Each one carries a pendulum that it can swing to make people drowsy. It has been said that a Hypno once hypnotized a child and took it away, referencing the events of Fire Red and Leaf Green as well as its Pokedex entry. We want to read every bookcase that we can. There's a Pokemon Cresselia in the far-off Sinnoh region. Its wings shine like the crescent moon and keep nightmares away. So nothing there. There's a Pokemon called Darkrai in the far Sinnoh region. To protect itself, it drives people and Pokemon away with terrible nightmares. There are Pokemon called Drowsy. They put others to sleep and eat their dreams, Eating nightmares can upset their stomachs. Some Pokemon know a move called Dream Eater. With this move, a Pokemon attacks while the target is asleep and eats its dream. It restores HP equal to half of the damage inflicted on the target. Some Pokemon have the Forewarn ability. A Pokemon with this ability is alerted to one of the opposing Pokemon's moves. High power moves will be recognized first. You see what move is most dangerous. We get a Dusk Stone, meaning that clever Litwick trainers can already evolve into Chandelure and be overpowered as all get out. I'm just saying, it's pretty good. Okay, we make this loop this time, and now this staircase is open. In the dark dream, I heard my dad's voice. Forget about the Lunar Wing. Please stay here with me. Not the jump scare I expected. We have located the Lunar Wing, a legendary item from the Sinnoh region that's just in this perfectly kept room. The Lunar Wing. I can't take it now, but it'll be okay. Please return the wing to the Pokemon. I was waiting on the bridge so I could return it myself. When combining what she says with the events of Pokemon Black and White, we can see that this is the ghost girl that was on Marvelous Bridge. Her origins weren't really well explained at all. She was left very much open to interpretation, but now we know what she's all about. It was setting up for all of this. She lived outside of Lentimas Town, a place that we could not access. You, who are you? There's another person here besides me? We don't need any trainers here. There are 3 new Pokemon to obtain in the strange house. They are Bayonet. It is a pretty unfortunate ghost. And not just because it's dead. It has very crummy stats everywhere except for its offense. It's so slow and frail, it'll rarely get a chance to get an attack in. Making it even worse, its strongest move upon capture is Shadow Ball, when its highest stat is Attack. It's better off forgetting that for the Shadow Claw TM. Besides that, it's Shadow Sneak and Will-O-Wisp. Maybe you could go for Sucker Punch as another notable move that it can learn. The only way I'd see this working is on a Trick Room team. It was thrown in the trash for a reason. Gothorita in Black only. A pretty basic Psychic type with a good amount of bulk and low speed. It learns Psychic soon, and that's what you care about the most. Lots of TM compatibility with moves like Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, and even Thunderbolts. I want to note Frisk is an interesting ability that no one likes. When playing on challenge mode, there's a lot of held items on later bosses. If they're announced to you, then why not learn Covet in Driftvale City and steal it? That's about the best utility I could come up with. It's just sort of there. Duosion! So, Duosion's been doing some pretty serious training since it was a Solosis. It's a little less papery now, learns Psychic at exactly the same level as Gothorita. We've got some good TMs and move tutors for it now, we're not that far away from getting a Trick Room TM. And Duosion's evolution into Reuniqueless might be the best Trick Room user ever. Its stats are huge across the board aside from its 30 speed, which can actively become a good thing with that move. Magikarp gives it immunity to lots of little things too. So much offense and defense here, and with Trick Room, it can remove its only weakness by using the enemy's speed against them. This isn't just a good Pokemon, it's a great Pokemon. Heck, for doubles and triples, it might be nice to give Trick Room to another Pokemon on the team so Reuniqueless doesn't have to waste a turn setting up, since its damage is so stinking high. I love Duosion. Mom, I'm trapped in a strange haunted house. It's been a week since the man gave me a medal last. Please help me. The strange house? Wow, I know that place. It's a mysterious place close to Reversal Mountain. Know where I mean? Maybe there are ghosts there. Just wanted to lay this scare on me. Thanks, Mom. Seriously, maybe it's just time we leave. Seeing a place like this brings back to Arizona. Man, Arizonans have it right. Who wants a front lawn that they have to spend hundreds of dollars upkeeping every year unless they have to pay penalties to homeowners associations? And then just give me like a barren wasteland of dirt in front of my house. That's way better, objectively, come on. Anyway, now that we've made it through, next time on Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, we begin climbing the Reversal Mountain. See you guys then.